Hi everybody, this is Benita. Yes, I am still alive. I thought I'd just come on here and talk to you guys a little bit. We do still want to have our channel going. We have just, oh gosh, with the holidays and everybody, we've had some sick family members and such going on, and weather, and you know how it goes. It's just been really hard for us, and my health comes and goes, it feels like sometimes. So anyway, I just thought I'd talk to you a little bit while I was sitting here. I started making this, it's going to be an anklet. I just was playing around. I was just in the mood to do something, and this is not my best work. This is nothing fancy. It's just something that I wanted to play with. I wanted to get out some cheap components that I had, and I just thought I would, play a little bit. I really need to work on cleaning, and everybody seems like there's always cleaning to do. And I decided to heck with the cleaning. I want to do something that's fun. So I just got my little stuff out here, my little helping hand, and started making this little anklet. So this is not a instructional video. This is a come watch, talk, hear what's going on type of video. I have a little bit of a story to share with everybody. And so I thought I might do that. I haven't done any jewelry making videos on this channel yet, I don't believe. And that's kind of because one of the ladies, one of the YouTubers that I followed, I'm going to give you kind of a warning. This is going to be a little bit of hard video to listen to. So you may or may not want to watch it right this second. You might want to, you might want to pause it and come back to it when you're at a better frame of mind. But anyway, one of the YouTubers that I watched when I very first picked up jewelry making or wanted to be a jewelry maker was Wendy Whitman. And I don't know if you guys know who that is. She was killed in an auto accident a few months ago, and it really struck me hard. I'd never met the lady. I had texted, on her video a few times. She had, mentioned me in her video a couple times, something like that. It wasn't even anything, but she touched me so profoundly that it hit me really hard when she passed. And I felt like I just lost my jewelry mojo. So my son said something to me a couple weeks later, and said, the best way to honor Wendy is not to stop making jewelry, but to make it in her name, make it because of her and because of her influence on me. And that touched me. And so here I am, trying to get back into my jewelry making because I love it. And yeah, Wendy Whitman was a jewel. She just touched you when you watched her on her channel. I think her husband has continued her channel, and they have changed it to Wendy's Crafty Friends or something like that. Anyway, I loved her because when she would get on with her when she would get on here and do her jewelry, she would show all of her problems, you know, all of the mistakes she made, all of the issues she had, when things went right, when things went bad. And she just laughed about it. And, you know, she said, we're all human and this is the way it is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I just loved her for that. So here I am, trying to just kind of play around. I just needed to get in there and, you know, touch the beads and look at the sparkles again and be inspired. So I'm sitting in my little, it's not little, I'm sitting in my craft room. I was blessed to be able to buy a home a little over a year ago. And the room that I am in was actually the master to this house. It's not huge. It's a modest house. And so I'm able to use this room as my craft room. And if you haven't watched it, I've got a video on here that shows just how much junk is in my craft room. Okay, so technical difficulties. We've tried to get this sorted out. My first time, you know, my first time actually beading in front of the camera, so it's a little bit weird. Where was I? I'm not even sure where I was. This is just I think I've said it. I'm sorry I'm repeating myself. This is just a bead with me or sit and talk video. I've made several bracelets for friends, neighbors. One of my neighbors was going to a Christmas work party, and I made a couple of bracelets, and I was going to give her one of them for her party, and she talked me out of two of them. She just absolutely fell in love with them. Here's a couple of them I made. I'll show them to you. This one, really tickled with that. I love the way that one turned out. I love that green. It's a little bit big. I think I'm going to try to restring it if I keep it, but there's that one. And then there's this one. This is similar to the one I made her. Hers was a lot of crystal and silver. So yeah, I just love the way it sparkles. I'm really into the sparkle. It's got a little bell on there. Probably can't hear that. I can't even hear that. Anyway, so there's one of them. Here's another one. I've got potato chip spacers in there, some crystal rondelle spacers, and some regular rondelles. There's a little snowman. And then here's one. I'm not happy with this one at all. I'm going to take this one apart. I love these blue beads. They're kind of table cut on the edges. And I put it with gold, but I'm not happy with it. I think it needs to be with copper. The metal on here needs to be copper instead. So I think I'm going to remake that one. I love it, but I think I'm going to remake that one. And then I've got a couple of little ones around the neighborhood that are always hanging out and, you know, wanting to see my kitty cats and stuff. One of the little girls, this is for you, Savannah. I haven't given it to her yet, but I made her this little one with a unicorn on it. And it's got a little bell on it. So I need to get that to her. And then a couple of these are for a couple of the other neighborhood kids. Not sure who's going to get this. I don't know if this is going to go to Christian or Oh boy, I can't remember his name. I wrote their names down. There's several of them. Anyway, I just thought that was really amazing with that bird on there, and then they can take that charm off if they want. And then here's another one that'll probably go to one of the younger boys. There's only one girl around this neighborhood. It's pretty weird. They're all young men. They're going to be teenagers soon. That's going to be interesting, isn't it? Anyway, I gave some to my neighbor's boys. Both of her boys got bracelets, and they just loved them. Here's another one that I made. This one's got some hematite spacers in it. And I just love these little leaves. I don't know why. They come in all different kinds of metals, but I don't know. I just like the dangle of it. I think it's so pretty. And then my son, I made this for my son. Brought his jewelry in. He loves the jewelry, but he won't wear them. He won't wear them. So he hangs them up in his room and looks at them. Anyway, I made this one for him for his birthday a couple years ago. This is a arrowhead that we found when we went to a kind of like a dig site where we got to dig out all kinds of stuff. We found shark teeth and this arrowhead and different kinds of gemstones and stuff like that. We just really loved that. That was fun. That was a spring break trip for us. And then I made this one for him when he lost his puppy Ranger. I put a little paw print on there and a little dog bone on there for him. He'd had Ranger. Oh my gosh, we brought Ranger home when Ranger was probably just a few weeks old. My mom lived in a trailer court, and next door was a lady that had a dog chained to the front of her trailer, a dog chained to the back of her trailer, and a lamb. Yes, a lamb, a sheep, inside her house with her and her kids. And Mama used to send me over to give these dogs any spare food that she had, you know, any leftovers or anything, because these dogs were just skin and bones. And so went over one day. The dog at the back was always having puppies. Oh my gosh. Every year she was having puppies. When I was a kid, we went through that as well. We didn't ever have the money to get our dog spayed, and we had puppies all the time. Of course, we loved our puppies, and we'd always tried to find them good homes. But we never could afford to get our dog spayed when I was a kid either. Of course, back then it was way more expensive, I believe. Anyway, went over to give this mama dog some milk that Mama had that was kind of going bad. And she said, well, we might as well give it to the mama dog. And there was a puppy over there that was laying in the dirt. And I thought it was dead. I thought this poor puppy was dead. Picked him up. He was barely alive. Barely alive. And ticks. Oh my gosh. This poor puppy was covered in ticks. I mean, you can't even imagine. So many ticks in his ears that you couldn't even look in his ears. It was just ticks, one after the other. So we took him home, and my son was 7, I believe, at the time, and he couldn't believe that I had stolen that puppy. But we took him home, and I wasn't going to keep the dog because we already had 2 dogs. But, you know, we took him home. I didn't think he was going to survive the night. He survived the night. I figured maybe a couple of days he wouldn't survive. That dog fell in love with my son, followed my son everywhere. named him Ranger, and the rest is history. He was my dog's son, my son's dog, and he was my dog's son too. But yeah, just that dog would play fetch until he'd fall over. He would not quit. You would have to stop playing fetch with him because he would not quit. That dog wouldn't quit. He would go and go and go. Funny dog. We had him for, I think, 14 years, I think. And he just got old, and unfortunately, we had to put him to sleep. That was the hardest thing for Gregory to do. So hard. You know, when you know it's for the best, but you don't want to let him go. But anyway, yeah, so that's what this was for. And then here's one of the shark teeth that he found when we were doing that dig. So, yeah. This kind of matches this one. It has a few little same elements. He likes blue, so he always asks me to do stuff in blue. This is Sodalite. And then these are hematite, I think. And then these are just chips of, oh dear, Sodalite, I think. Some kind of gemstone. I think they're Sodalite. I don't know all those gems, but anyway, here's one I made him for Christmas. It's got a dragon on it. He loves dragons. And it's got this little tiny peace sign on it. I just thought that was so cute. And so these are agates. These are dyed agates, Montana blue agates. I just thought those were so pretty, and they're so smooth. That's a bracelet that you want to touch when you're wearing it because it's just so smooth. And then here's another bracelet I made him right before Christmas. I just wanted to get back in and start doing some, you know, some more beading. And, you know, not all of my bracelets are perfect or beautiful or original, but, you know, it's just fun. It's just something to do and have fun with. And I love to go buy the beads, you know. I can go to a Hobby Lobby or, you know, Michael's or Joann's. I'm a happy girl. I'm a happy, happy girl. I bought these beads last year because I fell in love with rose gold. And these are supposed to be rose gold fire polish. And they're beautiful. I do love them. But they don't have that much rose gold on them. I just made them into stretchy bracelets. And then this one, I am crazy about flamingos. I love that peachy pink color they come in most of the time. And they're so funny. You know, they eat upside down with their head in the water. It's just hilarious. Anyway, these are flamingo pink. And these are fire polish. And I made these into just stretchy bracelets. I'll probably take them apart and make them into something more, you know, more fashionable, I guess. But I just love them. I just wear them whenever. So there you go. I think my son's ready to turn this off and try to get it posted. Thank you guys so much for visiting the channel, and you know, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're interested in. We have not been dumpster diving. There's just been, you know, I've been sick. The weather's been bad. There's been holidays. It's just been a hard, you know, couple of months. And I apologize. We're going to try so hard to keep getting content on here. So thank you, everyone. I hope you all had the most wonderful holiday. Blessings to you and your family, and we'll talk later. Bye-bye. Also a desk, but I can't get to the desk. There's also a school desk. There's a roll of wire. If that's copper, that's worth quite a bit. Like $1 a pound. Let me get my grabber. I guess it's not a roll of wire.